INDECOM investigates fatal police shooting in Cockburn Pen. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, has launched a probe into the fatal shooting of a man during a police operation in Cockburn Pen, Kingston 11. The incident reportedly occurred on Wednesday afternoon. INDECOM is expected to examine the circumstances surrounding the operation, including the actions of the officers involved and any weapons or other material allegedly recovered at the scene. Investigations involving fatal police shootings normally include interviews, forensic examinations, and efforts to determine whether body-worn cameras were deployed. The identity of the deceased and the complete police account were not immediately available in the initial report. Members of the public who witnessed the incident or possesses video footage are being encouraged to cooperate with investigation. The investigation remains ongoing. Children's Advocate opens probe after toddler injured in state care. The Office of the Children's Advocate has launched an investigation into injuries reportedly sustained by a 1-year-old boy while he was in state care at the Glen Oak Place of Safety in Kingston. Children's Advocate Diane Gordon Harrison said the circumstances are deeply concerning and require a careful and independent investigation. The office initially learned of the case through a media report. He later confirmed that the Child Protection and Family Services Agency formally notified the OCA on August 11. Investigators will seek to establish how the child was injured and whether there were any failures in the systems responsible for protecting him. The toddler has since been reunited with his mother following a release from police custody. The case is also reportedly being examined by the CPFSA. Gordon Harrison stressed that children placed in state care are among society's most vulnerable and must be provided with a safe and protective environment. Second man surrenders following Zimissa beach brawl. A second man is now in police custody in connection with the widely circulated altercation at the Zimissa Beach party in Discovery Bay, St. Anne. Senior Superintendent Carlos Russell said the man turned himself in at the Runaway Bay police station on Thursday. He is expected to participate in an identification parade. The first suspect was arrested at Sangster International Airport on Monday while preparing to travel to the United States. His attorney has denied that he participated in the incident and has questioned the identification process. Two teenagers, aged 15 and 17, were reportedly injured during Sunday's confrontation at Puerto Seca Beach. Police say the dispute allegedly began after a splashing incident and escalated into a physical altercation. Videos of the disturbance subsequently spread across social media. The allegations against the men have not been proven in court, and investigations are continuing. Cooper's Pen residents question detention and demolition process. The controversy surrounding the demolition of homes in Cooper's Pen, Trelawney, continues with questions now being raised about the treatment of residents and whether proper legal procedures were followed. Opposition spokesperson on Youth and Human Rights, Isaac Buchanan, has questioned the reported detention of residents during the operation and called for clarity on the authority under which the demolitions were conducted. Approximately 20 structures were reportedly flattened during the pre-dawn operation on Tuesday. Some residents claimed they received no proper notice and lost furniture, appliances, clothing, and important documents. Government agencies have since delivered tents, cots, foam pads, solar lights, water, and care packages. Child protection and social services officers are also assessing the needs of affected families. Member of Parliament Tova Hamilton has said the action was privately initiated and that efforts are underway to identify who authorized it. She has also discussed the possibility of acquiring the property and regularizing residents who have lived there for decades. The affected householders are demanding a full investigation, compensation, and a permanent relocation or land settlement solution. Man killed in wrong way highway collision. A 56-year-old man has died following a head-on collision on the Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000 near Porus, Manchester. The deceased has been identified as Partner Buchanan of Blenheim District in Hanover. According to the police, a Toyota Hiace was traveling east along the highway shortly before 1 o'clock Thursday morning when Buchanan allegedly drove the Toyota Light Ace west along the eastbound carriageway. The two vehicles collided head-on, and Buchanan was later pronounced dead at hospital. The crash occurred one day after two men were killed in another collision involving three vehicles in New Forest, Manchester. The latest fatalities have renewed appeals for motorists to observe directional signs, remain alert, and exercise extreme caution when using Jamaica's major highways. Two women charged over alleged 300,000 bank theft. Two St. James women have been charged in connection with the alleged theft of approximately $300,000 from a man's bank account. Police identified the accused as 30-year-old Carlisha Dixon and 43-year-old Tanya Sims, both of Copperwood in the parish. Investigators alleged that the complainant asked Sims to help him withdraw money from an automated teller machine in March. He was later informed that several withdrawals had been made from his account over multiple days. Police alleged that his bank card was passed to Dixon, who then made unauthorized withdrawals. The women faced several charges, including conspiracy to defraud, unauthorized access to the computer data, possession of identity information, larceny from a dwelling, and 11 counts of simple larceny. Bushfire threatening homes in St. Elizabeth. Firefighters are battling a major bushfire in Ballards Valley, St. Elizabeth, where flames have already destroyed crops and reportedly threatening nearby homes. The fire began at approximately 10 o'clock Thursday morning and continued burning across sections of the community as residents and emergency teams worked to contain it. The full extent of the agricultural losses has not yet been established. However, the incident comes at a difficult time for farmers who are already struggling from prolonged heat, limited rainfall, and water shortages. Dry vegetation and strong winds can allow bushfires to spread quickly, prompting calls for residents in threatened areas to remain vigilant and follow the instructions of firefighters and disaster response personnel. The fire also highlights the growing pressure being placed on rural communities by Jamaica's persistent dry conditions. More than 2 tons of cocaine seized at Kingston Port. The Jamaica Customs Agency has released further details about what it describes as its largest drug seizures since the beginning of 2026. More than 2 tons of cocaine and approximately 256 pounds of ganja were intercepted during separate operations at the Kingston Freeport Terminal between August 5th and August 7th. Authorities reportedly recovered about 1,813 parcels of cocaine concealed inside shipping containers. The containers were said to be destined for Spain and Florida. The operation involved the Jamaica Customs Agency, the Police Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, and the Specialized Operations Branch. Investigators are continuing to examine how the drugs entered the port, who was responsible for placing them inside the containers, and whether workers or other individuals connected to the port operations were involved. The massive interest has again placed Jamaica's ports under scrutiny as organized criminal networks attempt to use the island as a transshipment point for narcotics moving between South America, North America, and Europe. Authorities have indicated that several people have been detained as the investigation continues. No finding of guilt has been made against any person who has not been convicted. Petrojam employee charged in alleged ammunition ring. A Petrojam employee has been arrested and charged following allegations that he was involved in an illegal operation selling ammunition and firearm components. The employee has been identified as 52-year-old line engineer Vachel Witter, who is based at Petrojam's Montego Bay terminal. According to reports, Witter was detained in the Freeport area on August 6 during a police sting operation. Law enforcement sources alleged that more than 200 rounds of ammunition for high-powered rifles were found inside his vehicle. Investigators are reportedly examining whether the accused was part of a wider network supplying illegal ammunition and firearm parts. The allegations have raised concern because Petrojam is a state-owned company and because of the large quantity and type of ammunition reportedly recovered. The charges remain allegations, and the accused is entitled to the presumption of innocence until proven guilty in court. Share your views in the comments, subscribe to Jamaica News Now, and turn on notifications for breaking stories and developing updates across the island. I'm your host. Thank you for watching. Stay informed and have a safe and productive day.